Hello guys, this is Doron's Movies, and today I'll be talking about what would happen if the Azeroth World Soul ever woke up. Would we survive it, and what would happen to the entire planet? This video is inspired by the Russian YouTuber by the name of Lekarok, so without further ado, let's get into the lore. The Great Dark Beyond is a vast space filled with many planets. Inside a few of these planets, world souls are contained, and from these world souls, the noble titans are born. We recently learned about this, and we don't really know how exactly this process occurs. It is said that Aman'thul is the first ever titan, and that he formed the pantheon once he managed to find others. Their main quest was to search for their slumbering brethren and help them awake. The way they would do this is go from planet to planet searching for a world soul, and if they did somehow manage to find it, they would begin their process. Seed life, reorganize the planet, and turn any chaos into order. This would help the nascent titan grow stronger and hopefully one day awake. Azeroth is the best example that we have, and we know that the Pantheon went even further than usual to help the world soul. They defeated the elementals and the old god army, reorganized the entire planet, created the keepers and their helpers, as well as introduced machinery and constructs that would help both life on Azeroth and, most importantly, the slumbering soul. One thing though we don't really know is how exactly a world soul awakens and what happens to the life on the planet. Is the life just an ingredient to help the titan and pretty much irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, or is there more to it? Personally, I don't think the planet itself would transform into just like one colossal titan and everything that it contained would be absorbed. The reason for this is because the Pantheon are creatures of the light, and they do indeed care about life, and if they didn't, they would have easily sided with Sargeras and at the time his insane plans. Contradiction to this is the fact that the Titans were ready to wipe an entire planet off the map in case of the old god corruption with all the machinery they have installed, but this is understandable because even though they would wipe all life out of the planet, instead that life wouldn't turn into void servants that would further spread their corruption across the universe, so in the grand scheme it is a positive thing. Now, spoiler alert, we do have some information about the Argus World Soul and it actually awakening. At the moment, not too much is known, but as is evident, the entire planet doesn't really get transformed, but instead the titan just kind of materializes. Whether this is the actual natural process, it is hard to tell, because Argus is possibly the worst example. The soul has been tortured and abused for thousands of years, over 25,000 years. However, it is really the only example that we have witnessed, and it shows us that whose planet doesn't exactly completely transform, and that the soul is more of an entity inside the planet. We can of course use this information on Azeroth and its very strange relationship. Through Magni we know that the world soul is speaking and in general is in a normal state, unlike the tortured Argus one which speaks like it is speaking from hell. Nevertheless, Azeroth did suffer an ancient wound in the past, the Well of Eternity, and now a new one, as well as the Sundering, the Shattering. We don't really know how much that affected the world soul. Whether it will ever wake up or not and turn into a titan is a big question that we can't really answer at this point. In my opinion, I think the world soul will succumb to the old god corruption once more and that we will be forced to do something about it. I can personally see two scenarios: the actual titan materializing just in a crippled state, sort of like premature birth, or us somehow having to release the nascent titan and the magical essence empowering the land, all life, and destroying any sign of corruption, thus ending all old god presence on Azeroth. This would of course end the world soul, but would save the planet. Of course, at this point with the current information, these are just wild speculations, but I think in the case of Azeroth waking up, the actual planet will remain, and that the life would only benefit from the awakening. Alright, and that is all I have for this video. Do leave your thoughts on what you think would happen if Azeroth woke up, and don't forget to like and subscribe as it really helps out and keeps all the content going. Thanks a lot for taking time out of the day to watch this video, and see you next time.